Hey friends, it's Tracy. Today I am sharing the part of the hand lettering of the Merry Christmas sign that I made on the Christmas block from a recent video. Now, this block was part of a collaboration that I did with a fellow YouTuber, and I created 3 projects in there. I will leave a link for that if you would like to check out those. But for this video, I am sharing the slow and in real time hand lettering because I do have a lot of friends that want to learn how to hand letter or just to learn how to paint, and also just like to watch. So I'll just share tips and tricks that I have learned along the way, and I know that you can do it too. Okay, friends, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I didn't just pick up a paintbrush and started hand lettering. I did have to start out with markers and pens, and so I do recommend that's something, if you're interested in that, to start out with markers and then graduate to paintbrushes and that kind of thing. I do have a video that I put together a while back. I will leave a link in the description box below if you would like to check that out as well. If you're new here, these are my favorite paintbrushes to use. I do get asked about that frequently. I do have a paint chart where I show you exactly what I use for each brush, and that is in the link is in the description box below, as well as in the iCard. You can check that out. Okay, so what I'm using is I have this little tree that's going to go on there. So I was just measuring the space that I need. And so what I'm doing now is I always like air draw it and just make sure that I kind of like have in my mind how much space I need. And I just want to encourage you. I have been hand lettering for many years. It is some God given talent, but He has given me the patience and the will to want to learn. So I say that only to be encouraging. It's just paint. If you mess up, which you are going to, just paint over it or just figure out ways that are going to help you. Okay, so then what I'm doing now is I like happy dots, and so I like the more block letters, and so I do. This is just kind of my style. This is just what I like to do for my painted projects, and I'm going to hand letter Merry Christmas. Now, I have had a lot of people that like this style of lettering, and thank you so much for your sweet messages and your comments. I do have a free font that I have found that is very close to this style of lettering. It's called Gel Dotica, and I encourage you to download it. It's for free on defont.com. I will have a link for it in the description. You can download it onto your computer. You can like on a Word document, you can, figure out, different phrases or words or put letters together, and then you can print it out and you can trace it with tracing paper or graphite paper, or using the pencil technique where you scribble on the back of it and then trace over the letters and transfer it on to your painted project. So I'll just continue to use the end of my fan paintbrush just to give it a happy dot on each of the ends of each letter. And then what I'll do is I'll just take my flat paintbrush and that same brown milk chocolate paint and dip half of my brush in paint, the other half in clean water, blend on a paper towel. Then I will go around each of the letters, just adding some shading. I like to do this only because I like my letters to have dimension and just stick out a bit. Now, when everything is dry, my shading and everything is dry, then I'm going to take that number 2 liner brush that's in that paint pack that I shared earlier. And I just put a comma or a dot in, or a swoosh, I guess I should say, in each of the like happy dots, just to emphasize them and to make them pop. Once that's all dry, I'll use my fine Sharpie marker, just going around each of the letters. I'm not being too precise. I just want to give a bit of doodling as well as just some, outline to each of the letters. I really feel that you will hear me say the beauty is in the details, and I love to doodle. I love to, add black Sharpie marker to my painted projects because I really feel that it gives it a border and it really kind of makes it pop. Now I will add some paint splattering to this block using some black paint. This is just acrylic paint, and how I paint splatter is I have a stiff stencil brush and just a wooden stick, and I just go over the bristles of my stick one time toward my body. And so I never go back like over the bristles, like away from my body, because then the paint's going to go on me. And so I make sure that I cover my area, because I have been getting some questions about that. Some friends have paint splattered on things that they didn't want. So I've decided to go ahead and mention that. Make sure that you have a covered area. And so what I do is I just run the stick across the bristles to the stick toward my body. That way it projects the paint onto the project. I do black and then I go back and do white then. All right, guys. This, like I said, this video was just the slow, in real time, version of how I painted or hand lettered the Merry Christmas block. If you would like to see, the other part of how I made the base, as far as, painted the project, made the plaid pattern, shaded, and then also put all the embellishments on, like the ribbon and the pit berries and all that. Check out the link for the other video that I posted recently, and that will give you all the details. If I missed something, just leave me a comment and I'll be happy to try to answer that. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all. You have a blessed day and Merry Christmas, and God bless.